2, 1.
Vanuatu Training Centers Association Hemstad giving looking for new project for them and Yumiko. Project you for the service was a internet cafe, conference room or cafeteria with our Campbell, Campbell drinks there. The service are looking hand on sustaining second part of Yumiko project will put an email in a local room or remote area on counter. Come looking for an area hospital cooperative federation of partners. For more information, is available in 29769 or 27740.
This is the Adventures of Vanuatu for Wednesday, the 28th of November, 2012, with Dale Campbell. That didn't work. Why didn't that work?
Giving him oral.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Adventures of Vanuatu News Edition. We're giving you the news. We've done this one before. We did it in episode 5, and we're doing it again. This is the Adventures of Vanuatu. It is exactly 11:02 AM in the only time zone that most of the Australian Eastern Time Zone. Hope so, like Wednesday, the 28th of November, 2012. Yeah, switching things up, doing the advert first, and then introducing the show. You know, something new for your weekday. That's what I'm all about. Hey! You did not understand a word of that commercial, and that's okay, because frankly no one should have. Because it actually is a fully Islamic commercial. And I have a feeling that that theme music didn't turn down while I was speaking. So all you heard was me trying to scream over theme music, which would have been fun. Hey, we're back, and we haven't done a show for a couple of weeks because things have just been so crazy. You'll have to listen to the blog update to find out why I've been so busy. I'm not going to go over it here. It's kind of boring. It's kind of boring, actually, why I've been so busy, but yeah, we're back. We're doing another show. We're doing another news edition because, by golly, there has been a lot of news in Vanuatu. There actually has been an election in Vanuatu since we last spoke. Yeah, there was an election since we last spoke. I think since we last spoke. Well, definitely since we last did a news edition. Back in episode 5, we're now back in episode 16. We've done 16 of these. We're coming into the rundown to Christmas time, which that'll be fun. So yeah, another one of these news editions. So real quick, I want to talk about the Vanuatu election, mainly because it is probably one of the most interesting systems ever in the history of elections. As I just put some M&Ms in my mouth. Oh, listeners, you love me so much, so you're not going to care. So, the election is weird, because my host mother, tried to explain it to me, and I still couldn't get it. Oh, gosh, hang on. I realise that these M&Ms are dangerous to eat. Go away, M&M machine, that you now sit on my desk. Yeah, instead of having fruit on my desk, I have M&Ms on my desk. So, it's really bizarre because they have to get voters from outer communities to care. So, what they do is ship out photos and names of the people. And most times, my mother says, they choose based off family connections because they're very family orientated over there in Vanuatu. So it's it's really weird, because you're not voting for policy, you're not voting for... Oh, I could tell you something about how an election a politician bullshitted oops, I just swore. BS'd to all of the community. I'm not going to, because that would be just pointless. So, let's move on. Let's not talk about that and talk about how... So, they get sent pictures, they get sent out all sorts of stuff, and yeah, to me, I think that is BS. Okay, so think about it here. Based on looks, who would you vote for here? Would you vote for Julia Gillard, or would you vote for Tony Abbott based off looks? You wouldn't vote for either of them based on looks, if you ask me. But it's really weird. So you're based off looks. So I'm going to tell this story real quick. A person from the from the office in Port Vila came out to our village, literally our village. He came to our village. He was doing a round of West Pentecost, sorry. I don't even remember what side of Pentecost I was on. West Pentecost, and he promised a road that goes from the top of the mountain to the bottom to make sure that kava can be delivered and that sort of thing. And the talk about the town, my gosh, they were all up engaged in this, and I was telling Rob, it's like, no, it's not going to happen. They're just requesting votes. And my family was kind of the same way. They're not gonna go in office. We're not gonna vote for them because, oh, they're not in my family. I have to vote for family connections. Some people would argue, isn't everyone in the same family? So there we go, we all win. Another thing that I wanted to mention real quick in this top of the show jingle bingle, we'll start the news shortly because we have a bit of it to get through, like we did last time. We have songs and that sort of thing. It's like a TMS episode just laid out to you, but Vanuatu related. I found a video. I have to yet to either email this guy or reply back to him, but he went to the same village as I did. I literally came across this morning when I was doing show prep. So he went to the same village that I did, so I want to team up with him and see if he wants to come on the show or not. I reckon that'd be pretty fun. And go away, AVG, I'm not doing anything unsuspicious. There we go. So yeah, his name is Fraser. I want to get in contact with him and see if he wants to come on the show to talk about Namarangu. I think that'll be pretty fun. What do you think? I posted a link on Facebook, Twitter. I'll put a link in Google+. And yeah, I might actually like it and put it up on the YouTube channel. I might do that. I haven't been on the YouTube channel for so long. Ugh. Anyway, I've been so busy. Anyway, so there's that. So Fraser, if you're out there, if you're listening, get in contact with me, and maybe I'll get in contact with you first and see if you want to come on the show and talk more about the adventures of Vanuatu. That would be pretty fun. Hey, don't forget we have a Skype set up now that you can leave your questions, your voicemails. Skype me, Vanuatu Show, Vanuatu SHOW. I'm on there now, live. And you can contact me if you want to call in about anything at all. Please do. Vanuatu Show. On the Skype. On the Skype. Alright, we're at 11:10. We're powering through this. There's nothing, really. There's no feedback, no anything else that I want to mention at the top of the show that is Vanuatu related. So we're just gonna pop into a little bit of the news. Whoa. Alright, in the news, Solomon, let me load up the article first. I should have loaded it up. Vanuatu Supreme Court to survive Santo vote recount. The recount vote in Santo rural constituency following Vanuatu's general election 4 weeks ago is to be conducted under the supervision of the Supreme Court. Hang on, let me do that. The deadline for election, what's that word? Petitions from the election has today passed. The chairman of the Vanuatu Election Commission, John Telio, says that the only case of election dispute which has been registered with the Supreme Court resulting in instruction to him concerns Santo rural. He says the Supreme Court has inducted him to that the vote recount must be attended by Chief Justice. Quote, I am just waiting for the Supreme Court to give me instruction that we'll have to go there to recount one of the polling stations. It's between two of the candidates. One got 672 votes, the other got 671 votes, so it's really close. Yeah, wow, no kidding. That's a vote. Speaking of Vanuatu...
One of Australia's near-Melanesian neighbours, Vanuatu...
Oh, okay, I'm going to play that.
One of Australia's near...
Oh, shut up. Speaking of erections... Wait, hang on. No, that's not right. Elections! Ew, gross. One of Australia's... Okay, yeah, this is just a transcript. So I have an audio story for you to play for you that describes something about the Vanuatu election. Enjoy! And now it's not playing. Fantastic. Right,
Melanesian neighbours, Vanuatu has just held its 4 yearly national elections. Although the official results were announced 12 days ago, just who really won won't be known until tomorrow, when the newly elected Vanuatu Parliament meets for the first time and a vote for Prime Minister will be conducted. Our Pacific correspondent Sean Dorney reports on the elections that produced the most fractured Parliament in Vanuatu's 32 years of independence.
Back in 1980, when the former condominium of the New Hebrides, which had been jointly run by Great Britain and France for 74 years, became an independent Vanuatu, the country had 2 major political parties, the mostly English-speaking Vanuatu Party and the then mostly French-speaking Moderate Party. Father Walter Lilly's Vanuatu Party had clearly won the pre-independence election in 1979, picking up no fewer than 2/3 of the seats, 26 of the then 39. It was an extraordinary result. But since then, politics in Vanuatu has become more and more Melanesian, where the multiplicity of indigenous language groups seems to defy cohesive political organisation. The Vanuatu Parliament now has 52 seats. As a result of the election on October the 30th, 48 of those 52 seats are now shared between no fewer than 16 political parties. The other 4 MPs are independents. The Vanuatu Party remains the largest. The caretaker Prime Minister Sato Kilman's People's Progressive Party came second. The Union of Moderates, which was once the major Francophone party, came third, but it now has only 5 MPs. Another 2 parties won 4 seats, 4 parties won 3, and 7 parties have either 1 or 2 representatives in what is now a real jigsaw of a parliament. But there were other parties contesting the elections too. Another 21 parties failed to win a single seat. Putting together a government in a 16-party parliament is no easy task. Prime Minister Mr Kilman and the other forming around the Vanuatu Party, although its leader, Edward Natapei, who has been Prime Minister before, seems prepared to hand over the leadership to somebody else if that's what it takes to get back into government. Many of the election results are already being challenged. 35 candidates who failed in the 2 multi-member constituencies on the main island, Port Vila and Afate Rural, have already indicated they'll petition the Court of Disputed Returns. One of those 35 is Wendy Himford, who also lost 4 years ago when her election posters boasted of a most impressive endorsement. She claimed then to be the official candidate of Jesus Christ. It did not help. 2 caretaker ministers were re-elected despite having court cases pending against them. The charges relate to a sleek, multi-million-dollar yacht, the Phocaea, which has been impounded and anchored in Port Vila Harbour since July. This luxury 4-masted yacht has a colourful history, having been owned by a series of extremely rich people, including a glamorous French socialite. The online site Sail World reports that in the late 1990s, she sold the largest yellow diamond in the world to help pay for a $17 million refit. The Phocaea's current owner is Vuan Khan Saken, who somehow had himself appointed Vanuatu's honorary consul to Vietnam. He has not been seen in Vanuatu for months. This yacht was embroiled in controversy in Tonga before it arrived in Vanuatu. Although there have been claims about drugs and guns and allegedly forged identification papers, the charges brought before the court so far have mostly been about illegal entry. The captain of the Phocaea was fined 310,000 Vatu last week, that's just over $3,000, for illegally entering Vanuatu and for failing to report to customs. Vanuatu's caretaker foreign minister Alfred Carlo and the caretaker education minister have both been charged with boarding the yacht before it was cleared. Now, both back in Parliament, their case has been set down for April next year. Just what happens to the Phocaea itself may depend upon what government is formed in the coming week. That could also determine whether several Australian federal policemen who were based in Vanuatu but who were ordered to leave the country by the Sato Kilman government will be allowed to return. Sean Dorney for Correspondence Report.
Okay, so there's a lot that we could say about that article. Okay, first of all, I know what I'm going to do when I decide, alright, that's it, I'm hanging up the show, I miss Vanuatu too much. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Vanuatu and run for the presidential election. A, I wouldn't do that because it's a bit of a headache. And B, I'm going to run saying that I am the official MP of Jesus Christ. That's going to work. Yeah, I did just bang the table really hard. That wasn't my face against the table, so don't worry. If any of you were worrying if that was my face against the table, it really wasn't. But it's... You can't run... Well, that last bit of the article was irrelevant anyway. But you can't run a part of the Vanuatu... You can't run in Vanuatu and claim you're Jesus Christ when you're not! That really just doesn't work. That really tickles... That really tickles my nerve for some reason. I don't know why. Like, why would... I know the appropriate song to play to have in the background today. But, why... Oh, jeez. Ow! I accidentally hit my elbow. Oh, jeez. I didn't mean to do that. But... Why... I don't get why you would claim to be something you're not. It's just a bit off. And yes, I just started playing Spanish Play. But you know, it's weird, like you're not Jesus Christ. Why would you claim that you're Jesus Christ when you're clearly not? Oh, that tickles my nerve. Alright. Moral of the story is that the election is over, and would think that the major party would re-elect. I don't... See, it hasn't been decided. The president hasn't been Yeah. Alright. Just stop looking at the TV. Alright, so let's move on to brain operations. Saved
Share a condition.
a Nivan's life. Again, another audio clip. Love these. Another audio clip. Check it out.
Condition known as a frontonasal encephalocele, which is where the brain protrudes down into the base of the nose and tends to expand that structure very slowly over time.
So it was disfiguring as well as painful?
That's right, you're getting expansion of the nose, compressing the sort of medial aspects of the orbits, and then the nose was actually being separated as the mass worked its way down into her face. And it was very painful down in the lower nose where the tissues were being stretched.
Sounds like a huge operation. Complicated, and how long did it take?
The main operation took about 6 hours. Unfortunately, we had X underneath it, and she came through without a hitch. I also had 4 other operations to treat hydrocephalus, which was part of the problem.
And so she'll have follow-up operations? Will she need cosmetic surgery, things like that?
The plastic surgeon involved, Dr. Bailey, is planning to ask her to come back in 5 years to see how the face develops, and he expects that smaller procedures will be required to tidy up small aspects, but he's not expecting any major surgery in the future.
So her visual appearance is quite acceptable and changed now?
It's much better than it was, yeah. You can still tell that she's had the condition, but it's really very close to normal. There's just a couple of small skin blemishes that are left at the moment. But he feels it's wisest to leave them alone for a while.
And how did you come to know about Phelan?
Well, we've done a couple of cases with Romac, and John Benja from Romac gave me an email and then sent through just a simple one-page letter from the doctor there stating the very bare essentials of the situation, and that's all the information that could be provided. Unfortunately, there's no CT scanner in Vanuatu, so imaging wasn't really available.
All right, and so that's why the patient comes to you rather than you go to her in Vanuatu?
We couldn't do this sort of surgery in Vanuatu. It requires sort of high-level, tertiary-level facilities that are just not available there.
Now, this is not your first, is it, in the Pacific in recent years? You've also done a couple from Fiji, Papua New Guinea, and this latest one from Vanuatu?
Yes, well, my colleague Chris Enos has done 2 cases, and I've done 1 other case. So, we've done about 4 cases together over the last 3 years or so.
And are they all similar cases, conditions?
No, they've all been a bit different. There was 1 tumour case, there was 2 other hydrocephalus cases, there was 1 child who had a growing skull fracture, where there was just this very large mass coming out the top of the head from birth injury.
It makes you wonder if this is just the tip of the iceberg, if you know about Phelan, Terry, how many other cases are similar that you don't know about?
I think there probably is a reasonable number of other cases, but these are relatively rare conditions. But there's a number of other neurosurgical conditions that are slowly progressive and are amenable to, sort of very elective treatment protocols like this that could be treated in adults and children.
Well, there are lots of ships, well not lots, there are a number of ships that go around, some Australian, some US-based ones that go around performing surgical teams, and the Australian military, of course, takes part in this. Do they tip you off? Do they see these cases and get back to you once they've done these voyages around the Pacific?
We haven't had any links with those groups. Our main link has been with Romac, and they're the main people who've come to us and asked us to help.
Yes, that article is actually talking about Feline Terry, who is a 4-year-old Nivan who was flown to Australia for a brain condition, and she's now saved. So fantastic, Australia, way to go! You're helping out a third world country, and AusAid does do a fantastic job in that department on looking out for people when they need help. AusAid is there when we need it. Moving on to Tok-Tok, Vanuatu. Start that back up again. I don't want to start that out with the brain surgery. I reckon that would be a bit inappropriate. Alright, Tok-Tok Vanuatu declared a success The 11th Tok-Tok has been declared a success after it took place on Friday night with a gala dinner at the Holiday Inn Resort Vanuatu. Over 60 overseas buyers from 50 countries in Australia, New Zealand, New Caledonia, Europe and the USA met with 68 tour suppliers in Port Vila, Tanna and Santo during site inspections. Laos, networking events and mini trade fairs. General Manager at Vanuatu Tourism Office Linda Calapi remarks, "We're extremely pleased with the outcome of Tok-Tok." And this year, the new format, which included more site inspections and Samuels, was received well amongst the industries and overseas buyers. Our core aim has been to allow buyers to experience the diverse range of products Vanuatu has to offer while meeting with suppliers. Buyers enjoyed their overnight stay on either Tanna or Santo before coming together in Port Vila for their official welcome event at the Meli Cascades on Wednesday night. Tok-Tok then continued on a party for 2 days of inspections and tours and mini trade fair and one-to-one meetings. VTO representatives from Australia and Europe also took a family to Melakula, seeking properties and tour on offer with Malapa Call Centre to be able to promote these products in their markets. Tok-Tok Vanuatu is a premier trade event in Vanuatu. The other wholesalers and tourism operators to showcase Vanuatu's tourism industry, which represents a major revenue earner for the country of over 230,000 people. That's almost Vanuatu's population. That is crazy that does that. And yes, moving into our last. Let's see here. I kind of did this in reverse order. Hell, I clicked really quick that thing. What the hell? Not the link I was after. Not the link I was after. It's not the link I put in here. That's the link I put in here. RMC wanted Linny PM. Bolicon. Oh, by Godwin. I know Godwin. The president of Reunification and now we'll play this because we can. Vincent Bergson revealed that the group had wanted the president's National United Party, Ham Linny, to be the Prime Minister after the general elections. In an interview with the Daily Post, the RMC leader explained why this did not work out, even though RMC moved to nullity camp, with a total of 11 MPs and withdrew their support to nullity in a few hours before Parliament met on Monday morning and elected Santo Kilman PM. Oh, so let's see. And Edward Nellatapai is the Vice President. That's so they're after Ham Hinny because he's not the Prime Minister. Makes sense. No, really, it doesn't. Quote, Vanuatu needs a strong political unity today in order to have a strong government with a clear vision to lead the country into the future, concluded RMC President Vincent Belkton. Oi. There's no data icon. But, really, like, oh, we're coming after you now because I'm not the president. Prime Minister, I guess it would be. Oh, sure, like, that's really happening. Like, okay, we're coming after you, I'm not the Prime Minister! Burn the state! Like, I suppose that's the way, so it's such a corrupt system, like, I'm not the Prime Minister, so thusly, I'm not going to be happy with any of the results of this. Down with the establishment! Alright, let's get into a break here. Let's take a break. Need a break from that many music. Because 4 minutes of that just gets really annoying. Let's get into the break. We have 2 huge songs to break with. We have 2 reggae songs. This one is by Hoops. It's Text Lady. There's no point me putting the video up because it's just lyrics, I think, I guess. But it's from July in 2011. Here is Hoops with Text Lady. When we come back, we have 1 celebrity story, we have 1 sports story, we have all our contact information and more. Stay tuned!
But if words can reflect your beauty, you must look real cute, right? Cause I'm obsessed with your texting and all the messages. It's too bad I'm all out of credit. I'm addicted to this.
My you never called me last night?
Babes, I try, you know, but I really couldn't get any credit.
What?
Babes.
But Digicel has the most ways to add credit. So don't even try that. You could buy a top-up card from any vendor,
Babes,
or even get e-top-up. Get a quick top-up of any amount with Direct Flex.
Babes,
Go online with WebFlex.
Babes,
Ask for a credit me or ask somebody to credit you.
Babes.
Ask your family or your boys to top you up. Digicel has so many ways to add credit.
Babes, why are you getting on so?
Boy, just go get a top-up.
Digicel. Expect more. Get more.
I wish this was easy, but it's not because my texty lady. That's not And we're back, everyone. Welcome back to the show. This is the Adventures of Vanuatu, and this is the live TMS crossover that we're doing right here, right now. And we might as well not waste any more time, but that's it. Okay. Next half of the show bit thing here that we do. And for that we don't have a thing, so we're just gonna jump straight. I couldn't find anything in the ways of, that's a pretty good song too. I misheard that song when I was over there in Vanuatu. I thought it was Sexy Lady the whole time. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mean to line that up too with a texting commercial with a texty lady. That just helped. Hey! You have many ways to top up. Don't use that excuse on me. What hookers were you seeing last night? Hey, let's get on with this thing. Let's do the celebrity story first, shall we? Now this is the right article. I know that for a fact. Female artist Delina is launching her second album on December 7th at Seafront Stage in Port Vila, starting at 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Wow, that's one big album. On November 30th, Diana will be interviewed live on Paradise 58 at 11 a.m. where a quiz will also take place throughout the first week of December at 1 p.m. at Vala's show, where each winner gets a copy of the CD. Delina will also take part in a Melanesian night at Amp Pouch de Gorn on December 14th. The volume 2 of Diana's album is titled Tok-Tok and is also on sale at Stanley Imports shop in downtown, opposite the Westpac Bank. So, international listeners, why don't you just pop down to Port Vila and pick that up? Should you? Pick that up. You have nothing else to do. Hey, the only real sports news that I could find is the VTF TVL Regional Under-15 Tennis Championships will run from the 17th to the 21st of December. And will include 5 players from 5 neighbouring countries. I forgot the word from there. And that's all. Just say all that. So, instead of boring you with that, let's get out of here. It's a show. Wow, that is a damn fine show, if I don't say so myself. Let's get out of here. We're at 40 minutes, so we don't want to tire you out too much with the big show. You can visit the blog, theadventuresofvanuatu.blogspot.com. You can email the show, theadventuresofvanuatu@gmail.com. We're always looking for feedback, sponsorship, questions, anything you have. Speaking of questions, you can submit your questions to Skype, which is at Vanuatu Show as the contact. You can just call it. I should have all my privacy settings down, and even if I'm not online, you can leave a voicemail, and I will get back to you as soon as I could. You can visit the facebook.com/Vanuatu Show, at Vanuatu Show on Twitter, and Google Plus is Vanuatu, tiny.cc/Vanuatu Show. Now, next week we should be back on Tuesday. Things have just been crazy, so we should be back on regular schedule. No escape room this week. It's still all about Evolution Combat. Oh, you need to get some other news in there, Jerex. It's still all about Evolution Combat, which I spent a ton on last episode, so we don't want to bore you too much with that. So, no escape room this week. Hopefully to be back next week with a fully fledged one of those. See, the problem with RuneScape is if we flood people too much with one particular topic on several weeks in a row, like we did with Halloween, like I got a lot of feedback saying, stop at the Halloween. So that actually told me that I should just stop doing shows for the sake of doing shows and not do anything for that. November, the end of November is kind of a slump with news stuff anyway. So, yeah. That's gonna do it for us. Hopefully you've had fun with this news episode. We're going to leave you with another track in your ears. Yeah, that's it. We're done. Kind of a blunt ending. I don't know. We kind of don't have anything else. There's kind of no other news outside of the election, which probably is main driven to do this. We're going to leave though with a big, huge song, Tribal Chant, and they're by Excel Music. Here's that. Here it is for you now. We'll see you next week. Until then, everyone in the sound of my voice, have a wonderful and fantastic day. And we'll see you all next week, hopefully, for another show. See you then. Goodbye. As we play this, hopefully, as it comes up. Like that.
Because I'm drifting up on high through the atmosphere. Running away seems so hard because it's everywhere. As it was said that it hits you but you feel no pain. And I keep coming back over and over again into exile music. I got to keep jamming with the vibes, exile music. Just got to keep it alive, exile music. I got to keep jamming with the vibes, exile music. Just got to keep it alive, exile music. I got to keep jamming with the vibes, exile music. Just got to keep it alive. I listen to these words and listen to this rhythm. I got to keep this rhythm alive. I got to keep jamming. For we don't want no fussing and fighting. I got to get together and start uniting. With the wicked just been trying to hold us down. We've got to keep on trotting on, trotting on. Got to survive in a Babylon. I'm bound to stay alive in a Babylon. Every day in life is a stepping stone. Got to survive on my own. Exile music. I got to keep jamming with the vibes. Exile music. Just got to keep it alive. Exile music. Got to keep jamming with the vibes. Exile music. Well, just got to keep it alive. Because we're in the studio of time and experience. I got to keep this rhythm alive to entertain the audience. We got the voice, we got the power. bow down to no wicked evil desire. We never let the wicked system touch our people down, and we will never let a Babylon weigh the ground. Despite what confusion, waiting up with evil, I live a life of peace and try not to defeat the devil. Cause you keep on jamming, put on this vibration, got to keep this rhythm alive in this modern civilization.
The bass and the treble and the music I go skanking. Keep it then I rhythm and the people I go dancing. Cause culture music is the key to ability. We keep it on a basis and to infinity. Drop all thunder say.
So we live in this tribal rhythm. Stand down your tension and your easy man schism. I got to light a spliff and keep it blazing. Fight down corruption in the system.
I'm in the rhythm of exile music. Speak to the people in a way we are using. Fight down the Babylon, avoid them distraction. Show love and affection.
Exile music. I got to keep jamming with the vibes. Exile music. Just got to keep it alive. Exile music. I got to keep jamming with the vibes. Exile music. Just got to keep it alive. Exile music. Exile music. I got to keep jamming with the vibes. Exile music. Exile music. Just got to keep it alive. Exile music. Keep it alive. I just to keep jamming with the vibes. Exile music. Well. Just got to keep it alive. Exile music. Oh Lord. Exile music. Exile music. Oh Lord.
This podcast is a proud member of the Chef Wonder Podcast Network. Find out more information about that by going to chefwonderpodcast.blogspot.com. Whatever that noise was.